Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well today. So, the Luna 2 special program just wrapped up a few days ago, and honestly, Hoyo dropped some genuinely exciting stuff for the next patch. Now, let's be clear, it's not the most massive update we've ever seen, but there are definitely some key announcements that are more than worth talking about. So, let's break down everything important that's coming our way in the new version. Before we dive into all of that, though, I wanted to talk about a great way to prepare for these upcoming banners. Looking for the best way to recharge in Genshin Impact? Lootbar.gg is the smarter choice. It works exactly like the in-game top-up, but it's way cheaper. New users get 5% off with the link in the pinned comment, and existing users get 3% off. Lootbar also has special deals on crystal packs, including the 6480 bundle, and even an all-in-one package with everything you need. See this? The regular $100 pack only costs $82 on Lootbar. The process is simple and secure. You don't need your password or login. Just enter your UID, pick your server, choose your pack, and your crystals are delivered in seconds. Players around the world trust Lootbar because it's fast, safe, and affordable. So don't waste your money, click the link in the description or pinned comment, and start saving on your top-ups today. Lootbar, safe, fast, and way more affordable. Alright, so getting into the patch itself, the lore developments here are absolutely wild. They actually revealed Varka's in-game model, and for the community, this is a massive deal. They've gone and introduced a completely new body type specifically for him, which really shows that Hoyo is willing to expand their character designs beyond the templates that we've seen for years. But this reveal brings up something that's been on my mind. His signature weapon, the Wolf's Gravestone, is honestly pretty underwhelming in today's meta. It's not a terrible weapon by any means, but it's just okay at best. Now that Varka is clearly on the path to becoming playable, I'm genuinely curious if they'll find a creative way to upgrade or maybe even evolve his signature weapon through the story. It would be fascinating if it could somehow transform as part of the lore progression. Who knows? It's just a thought. The main story arc seems to be building to a huge climax, with everyone in Nod Krai uniting to take down the Rerin, and it looks like we're getting a full squad for this epic battle. Arlecchino makes an appearance, which is fantastic to see. Dainsleif also shows up briefly alongside Albedo, though unfortunately there's still no sign of Alice yet. We're also seeing other characters like Sandrone getting involved to help with the fight. The Rerin itself looks absolutely menacing, and there's this one incredibly intense scene where Dainsleif is unleashing some kind of power. Columbina also appear in some of the cutscenes. One thing you'll want to watch out for, though, is that the teaser shows some scenes in Sumeru's desert. Be aware that this is actually tied to a separate event, not the main quest. Hoyo loves to mix things up like this in their teasers, so don't get confused and think the main story is taking a detour. Now, let's talk about the banners. The first half of the patch brings Nefer alongside Farina. The weapon banner is set to include some new 4-star weapons, and that includes the sword you can obtain through quests that provides an ultimate damage bonus. Then, the second half features Arlecchino returning with Zhongli. This is actually a notable moment, as it marks the very first patch ever to feature 2 Archon reruns simultaneously. At first glance, these banners are decent, but I wouldn't call them incredible. Farina remains a solid support character who's still quite relevant in the meta, but you have to realize that we're currently in a bit of a transition phase for Genshin's gameplay. The newer characters that are coming out simply don't synergize as well with what Farina offers anymore. For instance, with Mavuika, Farina performs about as well as Xiangling does, and you see a similar situation with Nefer and Flynn's teams. If your main focus is on the new Nod Krai characters, honestly, saving your primo gems for Columbina might just be the smarter play. As for Arlecchino, she's still a competent and solid DPS, but she's got some obvious weaknesses at C0, with her main issue being her fragility. When you pair her with the right supports like Kazuha, Bennett, or Chevreuse, she can deal very respectable damage. The new Overload Vaporize options with Mavuika also make her more versatile, but let's be real, she's not an extraordinary meta-defining carry. There are other, better carries out there that can utilize her typical support roster even more effectively. And then there's Zhongli, who has aged pretty poorly, unfortunately. He used to be this incredibly valuable character for his powerful shield and resistance shred, but nowadays, that utility is really not that impactful. So many modern characters come with their own built-in comfort mechanics. A lot of them already have interruption resistance, or just better sustain options integrated into their kits. The weapon banner situation doesn't really help his case either. Out of all the characters, I'm genuinely excited about Nefer. His attack animations look absolutely gorgeous. The visual work they've done on him is seriously stunning. As many people expected, she is a Lunar Bloom main DPS. This makes perfect sense, right? They just released Lauma, who is designed to buff Lunar Bloom, and now here we are, getting the actual Lunar Bloom damage dealer. For those of you who might be unfamiliar with the mechanic, Lunar Bloom doesn't fundamentally change the bloom reaction itself. When you trigger Dendro plus Hydro, you create those little bloom seeds that explode after a few seconds and deal AoE damage. Characters with Lunar Bloom mechanics in their kit are able to consume these seeds to trigger bonus effects. In Nefer's specific case, she uses them to deal more damage. Moving on from the banners, we are getting another part of those Columbina-related missions. The major event of the patch takes place in Sumeru, and it involves Layla, who's apparently not doing so well. We'll see characters like Kava, Alhaitham, and Sino gathering together to figure out what's happening to her. Part of this event also features Kale and even Amber, who travels all the way to Sumeru. It really looks like a substantial event with plenty of content to enjoy, and for completing it, you'll be rewarded with a free copy of Kale. Beyond that, there's also going to be a dancing event in Natlan, plus another Natlan event that involves the Saurians and some platforming mechanics. And of course, the usual end-of-patch bonuses will apply, which means you'll be getting double rewards when you're farming for talent or weapon materials. It's become a standard now that every patch includes some kind of quality-of-life improvement for Genshin. Well, this time around, when you search for ore with the blacksmith, the nearest ore deposits will appear on your map. And that's it. That is literally the only improvement coming in this patch. The real focus of this update, aside from all the intense lore developments, is clearly the brand new game mode called Miliastra Wonderland. Genshin is investing heavily into this mode, which will allow you to create your own custom games. From what we've seen in the trailers, they're providing some really comprehensive creation tools. You'll be able to design your own maps, create custom character animations, and even adjust the camera angles. The creation interface looks fairly intuitive, and there's a programming section that seems to be user-friendly, though honestly I'm probably not going to mess with that myself. This whole mode exists somewhat separately from the main Genshin game, even though it's housed within it. A lot of people keep asking if it will reward Primogems, and the answer is no, it doesn't. Interestingly, there's apparently a gacha system within this mode, specifically for creating your original characters. Some of the outfits you can use for them will come from this gacha, though they did show that you can also trade outfits with your friends, which is a pretty cool feature. The focus is definitely on multiplayer here. One scene even showed lobbies that can fit up to 12 people, so there is a lot of potential for some really creative and fun multiplayer experiences to come out of this. For players who enjoy character creation and dress-up mechanics, you can create your own character in Miliastra Wonderland and then actually use them in Genshin's open world. They'll use your Traveler's element, letting you explore Teyvat with your own custom character. In my opinion, this could be genuinely valuable for Genshin's multiplayer, which has always felt like a somewhat weak aspect of the game. If you've got friends who play Genshin, this could be something worth checking out for at least a little while. I mean, nobody really asked for this feature specifically, but it promises quite a lot. They showed a variety of different genres you can create: first-person games, third-person games, competitive modes, and even PvP and roguelike options. It's important to note that some of the outfits won't be free, but the mode itself is. So that's essentially everything from the special program. It wasn't one of those extraordinary live streams that was packed with game-changing quality of life improvements. That part, I have to admit, left me a bit disappointed. But there are some legitimately cool things coming to the game. Nefer looks fantastic, the Varka and Dainsleif developments in the story are exciting, and this new game mode could turn out to be very interesting. Let me know down in the comments what you think about all the things coming in version 6.1. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the breakdown. I'll see you all in the next one.